Grandma Bramble, thank you for agreeing to speak with me. Could you tell me what you saw the other day?
Oh, my dear, yeah, of course. But first, why don't you have a biscuit?
Oh,
They're
thank you.
best when shared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it was Frenchie, my sweet boy. He came rushing to my little cart with two ladies. They had such a worry in their eyes, he told me he'd had a run-in with some very unsavory folk. And heavens help me, he said he even met death. Dark times, he called it. Dark times indeed.
Wow, that sounds troubling. And the two ladies that were with him?
Oh, such a pair they made. One was a young elf, so beautiful, so kind. She took one of my cookies, bless her heart. And the way her face lit up, oh, I do love seeing someone happy enjoy a treat. The other, well, she was an older halfling, a bit sharp with her tongue, if I'm honest. Rude to an old woman. But I could see it plain as day. She cared deeply for Frenchie and the elf girl both. Sometimes love comes wrapped in prickly words, don't it? Here, try this scone. It's got raisins.
Thank you. Did they mention why they were in such a hurry?
They had a letter. Letter, you see. Something threatening, I gathered. They then went off chasing after the ruffians who've been strutting about the market, handing out orders of who we're allowed to sell to or else. Can you imagine? Oh, and it still stings. They told some of the shops that my dear friends at Beneath the Hearth were blacklisted. No one could sell to them. Such cruelty. Now, finish eating, dear. You got crumbs on you.
I'm trying. That must have been very difficult for you.
Yes, child. Frenchie and the ladies wouldn't let it lie. They gathered themselves some cloaks. Don't ask me why. Perhaps to pass as villains themselves, and hurried off. Brave little things, trying to find out who's bullying this market, and why the poor restaurant was singled out. I pray they come back safe, and if they do, I'll have a pie waiting. Nothing steadies the heart like pie. Oh, here, take a cookie for later.
Thank you.
Here you go, and a baguette. And a cinnamon roll. The cinnamon rolls are divine.
Thank you. Scramble?
What?
Scramble!
Frenchie!
Oh my god, I haven't seen you since...
Oh, man.
Well,
Third year?
Third year.
Third
Third-
year.
third
You
of-
had that explosion when you were trying to make the hybrid spices.
Hey, we had that explosion.
Whoa, you can't pin that on me.
I didn't.
years
I wasn't
later.
pitting anything, but I'm just saying, if one's going down with the ship, we're both going down, and I'm not getting expelled.
I just
again.
happened to be in the room, mate.
Accomplice, I find you.
What are you doing? Where are you working?
Scramble. That's a touchy subject as of yesterday. But I will say I am employed by a higher purpose, you could say.
Oh, well, let me tell you. So, I work at the Astral Plate, and this chick came in yesterday for some crepes, and she just went ballistic, mate. Like, she got something on her skull that she didn't like to
Covering
hear,
my face
and she
with
just
my
freaked out, man. It was brilliant. You would have loved it.
Oh, I think I caught that somewhere.
Yeah, it's been everywhere online.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, it was viral.
Everywhere online?
It's her! It's her! That's her voice! That's her voice! And he like pulls back the hood. Oh my gosh! Can we get an Ussie? Can we get an Ussie?
Yeah,
Oh man,
of
they're not gonna
course.
believe this. This is the meltdown elf over here.
I could use this to my advantage.
It's smile.
Oh, it's like crepes!
Crepes!
Oh my
You were
god.
blinking in all of them. Is that a tear? Savoy, are you okay?
I'm fine!
Look at her, she's fine. She's resilient. Seriously though, I thought you were gonna have a mental breakdown. It was nuts. Like, honestly, I was like, this girl can never show her face again. Why are you rolling?
I told you in the beginning, things that could make her mad, I'm gonna roll. And depending on the roll will be whether she unintentionally rages.
Oh
and luckily
man,
it was
wicked!
a
This
four.
has just been brilliant.
Of
So,
course.
what can I do for you?
Well, Scrabble, we're actually on official business, as I was saying earlier, higher purpose and all.
Oh yes, higher purpose. Right,
Um,
right. Unemployment's a higher purpose. Hey, why you got this old lady with you?
Oh.
Savoy doesn't like being called old.
No, not the meltdown elf. The other one.
Who is this guy?
I don't know, but I don't like him.
He is a long-time
Neither
friend.
do I.
Thank you. We were best
Doing the wrong
mates. You
voice.
don't know Frenchie like I know him.
I mean, they kind of do. We are roommates, so now they kind of
You're
understand.
rooming with this bag. That's crazy.
Oh, Scramble, you have to be nice to Graham.
I believe that was directed at you, dear.
I have never been called a bag before.
Me neither.
Until just now.
Deflecting now.
You can't pin everything on me, Mima. You already said the cops were after me, okay?
It's the cops.
The cops are coming.
No, Scramble.
Oh, my
actually, we're looking for the cloaked men.
Boy, those shady buggers, man, they're everywhere. They're causing so much trouble in the market. I keep seeing people constantly closing down early,
Just because of them?
trying to avoid them, moving their carts over and over. I have trouble finding some of these things, man, and I got to get back to the astral plate.
Well, do you've gotten these letters? I'm guessing, of course, because you can't sell to vendors.
Oh, so yeah, I don't handle any of that stuff. I'm sorry, but I do know that a few of the managers have talked about it.
Do you know where they congregate?
Where they congregate? You're talking about like where they hide?
Yeah, do they have like a hideout?
Well, yeah, so I have a friend who has a friend who dated this girl who used to walk this dog for this other bloke here, and he said that he saw a bunch of them come out of the salt and saffron.
The dog said that?
Brother, oi, man, no, listen, pay attention.
I heard the salt and
girl
saffron.
who walked the dog.
Oh,
Right, dogs don't talk.
that one does.
Some do.
Snoopy walks.
Wait, I don't.
Wait, no,
The salt
Yeah.
and saffron. Hasn't that been closed for years?
for years, mate. They keep saying that it's under renovation, but it's like next millennia.
Well, I do appreciate that. We will keep our nose to the ground.
But, ears to the ground. Wait, unless you're smelling food, is that what it was?
You know me.
Oh man, you know there's no good food on the ground. You mad? But seriously, what are you doing with the higher purpose?
Well, I can't disclose all of that yet. But
We're on a secret mission.
And she's invited. That's crazy, mate.
unfortunately, yes.
You are mental. Well, you have fun. You know where to find me. Astral Plate. You need a job. We need dishwashers. You know.
Oh, I mean that'd be.
We do have senior specials.
I pull out my
Wow.
knife again.
Knife, you just brandish a knife. You just like pull it out of your bag, like with like fingers like this, like to show it like hanging, or is it like actually gripped?
Just to like glint it in the sunlight.
Blinded
Well, I
Mima.
glare at
Well,
him.
Scramble, before Mima cuts you limb from limb, I heard a rumor that you work nights for deliveries for the conservatory.
Oh yeah. I had to intern for that, man. It was order for me to get like inventory experience and stuff. Looked really good on a resume. It was a terrible job.
Are they still looking for help?
Oh man, you know I don't know if they'd hire you post-grad. Like,
Well, I didn't grad.
oh, that's right. That's right. You did it.
I didn't graduate.
We always made the joke, not undergrad, no grad.
We did joke about that, yeah. One tear.
Terrible.
Well, you know,
Terrible.
I know they're always looking for people. Not many of the students want to stoop that low and do the inventory stuff.
Well, this might have something to do with my higher purpose. Touches my nose. Thank you, Scrabble.
No problem. Tugs his ear.
We go now! We go now! He gave the signal! He gave the signal!
We must depart.
The salted saffron?
Salt and saffron.
I remember that place. That was like the first place that I ever reviewed for my vlog, and I've been waiting forever for them to renovate, and it just hasn't come.
Yeah, I heard funding was a problem, and then they like switched ownerships a couple times, and then they couldn't hire a good cook because I wouldn't apply. It really is.
GM calling you out.
13. My voice breaks when I say it. I guess we could make our way there. But also, we could also get a job as for the inventory of the conservatory.
Yeah, I don't know if we could get a job right now, today, right away, though. Like, wouldn't it be better to kind of check it out since we're already here?
I don't get donations from people online. I don't have a revenue. I'm not saying it's just for work, like, you know, for the mission. I do have bills.
Do you think they'd be okay with hiring a murderer?
Well, we don't have to tell them what... Oh, me. Not me, Ma. Haunted look.
I mean, kind of all of us, but...
We don't... I mean,
Nobody
that's not in
knows
most
about
interview
it.
questions.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you've been talking.
I haven't vlogged at... Oh my gosh, I haven't vlogged at all today, guys.
Meanwhile, you're not gonna...
She's on a low score.
You really are on a low scorb diet.
I wasn't planning it.
Well, as long as Sawtooth doesn't say anything, right, Mimo?
He would never. He wouldn't dare.
Well, I think we're still in the clear.
He knows what I'm capable of.
What are you capable of, Mimo?
You don't know what I'm capable of.
I don't. That's why I'm asking.
Sawtooth knows, but you
You
don't.
don't
What has
wanna
Sawtooth
know
seen?
The horror.
the stories I could tell you.
The
good
stories
old
you have
days.
told me, I don't believe most of them.
I ain't even the person I used to be. I'm reformed.
A black and white video plays like transparently in the background. It's like
Mimo, you say you're reformed. The cops literally came yesterday looking for you.
That wasn't my fault.
You're right.
wasn't?
I told you. You said it yourself. It was yours.
No one ever came, though.
Well, I think we're heading towards the
Yeah.
salt and saffron as we're just like. Are we
Walking
getting weird
around with
looks in these
changing colored
clothes?
cloaks.
yeah. So you got like neon pink, you have blue, and then you have like gray. As you
I feel like I would switch it back to the gray as we're heading back towards it. Just like
I do not switch back to gray.
I just got Mima a coat cloak
Yeah,
at this point.
that's all you've done. She's not gonna even try to disguise at all.
That's not my strong suit.
The salt and saffron once shimmered like a jewel in the heart of the district. A beloved restaurant famed for its fragrant curries and enchanted spice smoke that kind of danced like a serpent around the different tables. For decades, its head chef, Ishvandaro, was a local culinary legend known for his 7-spiced lamb stew that was said to cure heartbreak, to the point where even people would line up out the door who freshly got out of bad relationships or things like that, and they would eat the stew and actually feel better. But that was years ago, and now the once golden signage is tarnished and crooked, half covered by a warped wood scaffold that creaks in the breeze. A faded placard loosely tacked on the boarded up door that says closed for renovations, reopening soon. Someone has scratched a crude fork and knife symbol over it, but not with ink, but with like a knife or something. The front windows are smeared with ash and grime. The awning is torn, and what remains of the painted murals are like ghost outlines of diners long gone. The chimney stack no longer carries the perfume of spices, but instead a metallic scent. As you approach, the cobbled street narrows and quiets, the market noise now fading behind you. A pair of stacked crates obscures part of the alleyway leading to the back. You see some overgrown vines that kind of creep around the side of the building, making it seem unkept, which is weird in a city that values so much presentation, that you would have this kind of like, I don't know, run down building, especially to be so centered within the city. You see, a few people kind of like walk by, and as they kind of walk by, they shake their head almost as if they're just missing something, longing for it to reopen.
You know that seven season yam stew?
Lamb stew?
Mm-hmm. My uncle actually taught him how to make that.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't know yams were alive.
Lambs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never tasted it. I mean, I heard it was really popular, but
Savora never suffered a broken heart.
No.
She was always breaking the hearts.
Yeah.
She actually single-handedly funded the
A lot of her viewers go there.
a lot of her viewers.
her focus is on food. If she breaks hearts, it's not her fault.
Well, we're not very subtle. Do we go in the front since we look like them?
Fine. I changed the color.
Fine, it flips it back to gray.
You don't think that they know each other?
I mean, from what it seems like, this is like a big organization that they're just kind of like handing out pamphlets. Anyone could get that job. I feel like there's got to be lots of, turnover, new employment. We'll just say we're part of the new crew.
Sounds good to me.
We'll get some information and we'll get out of there.
Okay.
She pulls out her knives. Gotta blend in.
You're right. I grab a little bit of mud and I kind of smear it on my cheek. Rough and tough.
Trying to look less presentable.
I don't change anything about myself.
Oh.
I just have the cape on. Like you
Okay.
can see kind of like
I
my
go up
outfit.
to knock. And then I go, wait, we wouldn't knock. All right, I kick it in.
It's boarded pretty heavily.
You don't hear me. I kick it in.
I didn't ask what the door status was.
I
said
just-
I
You're a
kicked
tiny
it
little
in.
goblin.
I cast kick it in.
Like the barbarian with the skillet that says, like, cast iron skillet.
Is your mage hand stronger than you are?
Probably. But my strength is 0.
At least you're not less than useful.
I mean,
Negative would be less than.
16.
Okay. You kind of hit it, and it kind of like jars loose. It's not fully open, but definitely some of the nails started to come out of the board. You hear a clang, and then some echoes slightly from inside, like maybe a pan dropped or something.
Oh, we might have scared him. Okay, go in. I'm just gonna push it the rest of the way, or I guess I have to open it.
Yeah. No, you can kind of like push it the rest of the way. You notice there's like a few boards, so you kind of have to like step under and
Fully, I
through.
think you should leave where it's like a push door, and I just pull it open. Like,
As you do, you do see the worn sign that actually says pull.
just bending across. I'm just like, ugh.
You've just like
The
broken
hinges just go.
Look at you, you're so strong. Sweat dripping down his forehead.
Okay, I got it open, guys. I got it open, guys.
Your voice didn't change tone at all.
As you step through kind of the off-kilter door now, there's a gust of stale air that kind of greets you. Some old vinegar, maybe some scorched turmeric from back in the day. The once regal dining hall is now a mess of overturned tables, cracked lanterns, and forgotten dishware scattered around like bones. A frayed crimson runner leads deeper inside, partially obscured by soot and boot prints. You notice no renovations can be seen from what you can tell on the inside. It almost looks like it was just as it was abandoned.
Sephora's like, it smells like a spicy wet rag in here.
Those liars. They haven't changed a thing.
Smells better than the wandering cauldron.
Inside, the entryway is dark and cold. You see between like the broken crystal decanters and things like that, there is a chalkboard that's standing kind of behind the counter. You see the front side that's facing you has been smeared, but you see like a rag with some chalk. There's muddy boot prints that kind of lead throughout the whole dining hall. You see some footprints bigger than others, but it certainly looks like a multitude of people.
Anybody have the spell mend?
I have 0 spells.
I have 0 spells.
God, you're right. I'm a magic user.
I'm a barbarian.
She does have magic. It's called a Triton.
Yeah. My hair changes colors.
I'm gonna
My cloak
go.
does.
I'm gonna go into my little alchemy bag. I'm gonna pull out a mushroom with 2 little feeties. I'll put it on the ground, and I'm gonna sprinkle a little paprika on the top of it, and it's just gonna slowly like pop like a little fire on top and just like glow.
You see it kind of like shiver, kind of like a, like a little dog, like, and then it just kind of like.
And yeah, I scratch under its mushroom top part.
Whatever that's called.
I don't know what it would be, but it just
The cap.
the cap,
The mushroom cap.
on top of the cap.
You see it just kind of bathes like the whole room basically, right, in like a warm kind of glow to it, almost like you've got a few lanterns lit.
I'm gonna go and use the rag. I'm gonna try and get the like smudgy parts off to see if there's any part I could read.
Okay, go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
Okay. It's a nat 1. I rolled 2 nat 1s and a 2 so far tonight. This
You
dice,
should use
a good
Carly's.
I'm banishing that
You-
Oh,
die
you want to use my blessed Mandy die?
for the next roll.
The blessed
You go
Mandy
to like
die.
wipe
A
the
blessing.
chalkboard and like get like some of the smudges to get the lettering. You notice you
by
kind of like
Mandy.
push a little too hard and like the whole chalkboard thing just like falls off the counter and just breaks into pieces.
Step back.
Is there any sound in response to the noise we're making?
You have not heard anything since that first clanging.
Well, I'm gonna try and puzzle this thing back together. I'm gonna like flip over the pieces if there's anything on the other side.
Investigation to like slide them together.
Yeah.
Go
on
ahead,
the-
and give me an investigation. While the two of you are kind of just like
Yeah, I want to go to the
wandering-
next room.
Huh?
I want to go to the next room.
Okay. As you go deeper into the restaurant, past the counter, you actually reach kind of like a hallway that to the right begins like the kitchen, and then to the left it appears to be like some cold rooms and things like that that you would like store meats and stuff like that in.
Okay, can I investigate?
Sure. What are you looking for?
Anything that might have been dropped by someone wandering around, paraphernalia.
Okay.
I don't. There's like clues.
Okay.
I
So
don't
like
really-
looking for like paperwork and things like that, or anything that could.
Yeah, I guess paperwork. Or.
Then just
I
go ahead and
don't
give me
know.
a perception, because at
Yeah.
that point
perception instead of investigate.
Yeah,
Perception's going to be for like the
Okay.
open-ended, like, what do I see?
Yeah. Okay.
Investigation if you know what you're looking for. What did you get on that?
15.
I'm rolling good.
15. So you kind of are able to kind of like puzzle piece it back together. You see a few writings, like where the lettering doesn't completely make sense. Something about like the boss, don't forget, has to be tonight, and then you see beneath the hearth.
Okay. Just have fun things to do with that. All right. Okay. Tonight, beneath the hearth. All right. So
You realize nobody's in the room with you when you finish the puzzle.
Can I see if the boot prints go anywhere deeper into the...
Yeah.
I want to follow them.
Okay. As you follow the boot prints, you actually notice they do go into like what looks like the cold rooms that they would store like the cheese and meats and all that kind of stuff in them.
Is it unlocked? Can I try it? I'm gonna try
You
and
go to
open
try
it.
to open it. It feels almost like it's like stuck. Not like it's
gonna-
locked, but
I'm gonna use my lady strength.
your lady strength. Carly, what did you end up rolling for your perception?
18.
18. So as you're walking by, you do notice like the kitchen, but then in the far like corner of the kitchen, it looks like there's like a small little office, and there's like a door
Ooh, an
ajar
office.
with like a really, really small faint glow.
Okay, I'm gonna peek through, just in case.
The kitchen?
The door with the faint glow, yeah.
Oh, so you're gonna go through the kitchen then?
Yeah.
It's on like the other side of the kitchen.
Okay, yeah, I'm
so.
going to the other side of
Okay.
it. I'm going to the glow.
So as you're kind of going through the kitchen, you kind of see like pots and pans and things like that overturned. With your prior perception, as you're kind of scanning the room, you can see a pot that has clearly fallen from like a hook that was like hanging on there.
Oh, so that's the noise that we heard.
It was likely the noise that you heard.
Okay.
You also notice above the kitchen, there's like a really small, like horizontal window, maybe like 6 inches by like 18 inches, and it looks like it's been like propped open.
Okay. Along the way, have I found any valuables? Can I roll for
Yeah, go ahead and give me a perception for valuables. Mandy, what was your strength?
11.
Just a straight strength check.
Outside of like ladles and stuff like, I mean, you do. We'll say
Yeah.
you find a few little containers of like spices that you're like, I mean, it's like
Yeah, okay.
5 silver. Like
Any
it's not-
saffron?
Yeah, saffron.
That's pretty valuable.
Saffron's pretty valuable.
Okay, my strength was a 21, but like right before I go to open it, I get my scorb out and I start a live vlog.
a live B&E. Let's go.
And all of a
like-
sudden, people are just like, wait, where is she?
I'm like, okay, guys. And I do my, like, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a really quick intro. Hi, I'm Savora, and this is Arcane Appetites.
What is she eating? Where could she be?
Okay, guys, so I know some crazy stuff happened yesterday, and
Telling
I wasn't
me.
totally
Woo!
myself.
Clip that.
But
Scrambles on the thing.
I'm on a secret mission with my roommates, and there's been some crazy stuff happening, and I'll fill you guys in later, but we are looking for some clues in this shady part of town, and I'm about to open this door, so come with me. And she just,
They're like a sweet live stream B&E.
So I come running down. Sephora, should we keep our identity hidden? And I have like a mask over my face.
I don't know, you've already been on here before, and they probably know your voice, but yeah, you know, it looks, you know, mysterious, and it'll probably be good for you, so. And I just go and I
Hide my
rolled a-
face. Got it.
Your face is good for you. Got it.
I rolled a
1K.
21 for my strength.
21, you are able to just pull the lock. You see like a pin kind of come out. That door handle is like snapped. But you for sure got the door open, but
I'm
it
like,
will no longer
"Oopsie."
close.
And I like go behind. That's the Savora effect.
Who is that like a catchphrase? You see comments start flowing in, like, please don't say that's a new catchphrase.
You can't see it, so.
They like it, right?
We'll
They
read
like
it.
it.
I'm sure they love that. That was such a good joke. I'm
As you,
constantly like lying to you.
as you open it up, you do see it it is like a temperature-controlled room. You're able to kind of identify right away. There's definitely some kind of like enchantment or something like that that maintains this room at specific temperatures. You do see a couple crates that are probably like 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot, like perfect cubes, kind of stacked off into the corner. You see some meat hooks and like butcher hooks and stuff like that. That's pretty much all that you're seeing.
Do the crates have anything on them? Like
It's kind of
writing
dark.
or
You can't really make it out from the door because it's probably about 10 feet in or so.
Okay, I'm like, hey, Frenchie, can I borrow your little mushroom white guy?
We look up at each other. I look down at him. It's okay. You can follow her.
You see him just kind of like waddle. Bloop, bloop.
And I get distracted because I can kind of like see myself in it. And I'm like,
Yeah, all of a
oh
sudden the lighting is
my gosh, this is like the best lighting that I have ever had. You need to make me one of these.
You see it just like get giddy and like
Oh,
his little
he's
feet
so
start
cute.
kicking.
Oh my gosh.
So with those crates, I'm going to use one of my skills to right tool for the task. I'm gonna magically create a crowbar to like pop one open.
Okay.
It says Supreme on it.
It says
Supreme.
Supreme on it.
So, are you guys just both going in to the freezer
Yeah, I
where
want
the
to
crates are?
see
Okay.
with the light what's on.
As you guys walk through, you kind of feel like the whole room just kind of like whatever the enchantment was just kind of fade away. You go to the crate and summon the thing and pop open like, kind of like that. We pop over to Mima Marmalade, who's crossed over the kitchen and got to this little office. As you peer through, the window on like the little office door is just like covered in dust. Clearly, not been cleaned in some time like the rest of this place. You push it open and you see there's like a little desk with a candle, and the candle's probably maybe 3 hours burned, like it's running pretty low on wax. You see kind of like a slew of papers, similar to the parchment you found in the Mana Market.
Okay. Can I roll perception to see if there's anybody in the room
Yeah, go
before
ahead.
I go through? Okay. Perception. 13?
13. You don't notice anybody in the room. It's pretty small. It's probably like 8 foot by 6 foot. So being able to kind of like peer behind the door, it looks like this room is pretty abandoned. It was like likely a manager's office or like some kind of owner's office for the place.
Okay. Then I'm going to go inside and see if I can find any clues in regards to who has been writing the notes.
Give me an investigation on that.
Okay.
Check the like imprint on the seats to see how big, what size they are. They have tail.
What's that?
Natural
Somebody
20
is-
plus 2.
Oh my gosh, that's your second one.
I'm only rolling digital now.
So as you're going through
I'm using the bubblegum
paperwork,
die.
you're not seeing any names necessarily like specifically identifying anyone, but you are seeing multiple references to like the East Wind Trading Company, the Arcane Gourmand, which is like the high-end restaurant in the Aether Reach. And then something related to the like a festival that is supposed to take place. You're not entirely sure. You remember the like what the festival is for. It's like the Feast of Elemental Harmony that's supposed to take place, where like a bunch of restaurants come together and they all kind of do like pop-up kitchens and kind of like compete and serve against one another. So it's kind of like a master chef or Iron Chef kind of thing. But it takes place within the city. So there is references to that, specifically like who needs to be there and how they need to enforce certain things. They don't want just anybody entering this year, kind of stuff like that.
Okay, so they're controlling or they're attempting to control who enters the...
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
Okay. And then you pop open the...
Did I see anything on it when we walked in?
Oh, right, because you wanted to look at the crates while
See
he
what was on it.
As
saying
he's
he was
going
coming.
to kind of like pop it open, you're kind of like trying to like move the little mushroom figure around to see it. You see Culinary Conservatory, and then it says highly combustible.
Wait!
I push my little guy back.
With the open flame like on his head.
Don't open it yet. It says combustible. And isn't that the school you went to?
I mean, it's the school, so
Yeah. It's a culinary school. Why would they want combustible boxes?
I mean, all sorts of things. Flan, obviously. Blueberry pancakes, surprisingly, loved explosible. What else? I can open it up.
You pop it open. Yeah, so as far as for what you know, Frenchie, like the experimental division for the Culinary Conservatory is like always pushing the bounds. And that was actually an area that you were highly interested in, was always like, what's the experimental effects of doing this kind of thing?
Yeah.
As you pop it open, you do see that there are just tons of jars of flame vine oil. Go ahead and give me a history check with advantage. Because this is something for sure you would have been in contact with.
It's a 21.
21.
Yeah, my dice.
So it's kind of a rare ingredient, being able to actually
Goodness.
extract from the flame vine this specific oil. It's used to sear meats. You typically have to apply it to a hot pan to where it almost burns completely off, and then you put a meat on there. It's very, very flammable, but it gets your skillets and things super, super hot. But it is toxic if you apply it raw to anything. If you were to put it as an ingredient into something, it is highly toxic and would make people extremely sick within moments of digestion.
I put 2 jars in my alchemy pouch. So I figure they're kind of big jars, so I shouldn't put more.
As you do that, you hear kind of like some shuffling kind of near like the front door area, and you see someone's like, "Oi! Someone's kicked in a door that's clearly a pole!"
I think they know we're here.
Yeah.
Is your scorp still going?
Yeah. I think we need to hide.
1 in the comments to hide, 2 in the comments to fight. Let's go.
Viewers vote.
Viewers vote.
Did I hear this?
Yes.
I did. Okay.
Yeah. It was a little bit more faint. To you, it's more of like.
Definitely didn't sound like us.
First, can I look for any valuables?
Yes.
Really quick?
Go ahead and give me a investigation, because you know for sure what you're looking for.
Aw, dang, 10.
10. Lucky for you, there is like a pouch as you're like start opening like the different drawers and stuff on the desk. There's like a pouch right there. It looks like there's like a note that the money's reserved there to like buy supplies and stuff. So it's just like a small little money bag.
Okay.
Based on like the weight you're feeling, it's probably like 8 gold pieces.
Okay. 8 gold. Okay, and now I want to go out the cracked window.
Okay.
Just leaving.
Go ahead. Mima's gone.
I can meet them outside.
We should
Go
be
ahead
used
and
to this
give
by
me
now.
give me an athletics check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Why athletics? Okay.
Because you're climbing the window.
That was close. It was almost a 1. It was an 8.
8.
7 plus 1.
It's just like feet kicking.
So yeah, you get.
She's hanging
was so
because she's
close,
little.
You
She's just
get like Winnie the Pooh stuck in Rabbit's hole, like where it's just your like
That old grandma
legs
booty
and, like
stuck in the
stuff
window.
sticking out. You're kind of like, like your hips are like stuck in like the actual window part of it.
Okay, fine. I'll drop back down and go back to where.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. I'm sorry, but that's
20.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
so
She lands
you
like
drop back down, and as you do, you didn't realize like you hit like a pot, and you like catch it like over your head and like gently set it back down. You start to hear about 3 voices, Mima, kind of like heading towards the direction to the back of the restaurant. Now it's much more clear, like, hey, someone's been here for sure. The menu's broken.
Maybe you should throw one of those jars out there and we can run the other way and see if there's like a back entrance.
Do you know how valuable this stuff is?
Well, you already put some in your bag, so get some out of there and just, fine, I'll do it. And I just grab a jar with my hand that doesn't have the scorb and like just chuck
Keep
it.
in mind the scorb floats, right?
Oh,
It
yeah,
kinda,
I forgot,
floats
it
around
floats.
You. You don't have to hold it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna grab one and like throw it towards the noise because like I knew Mima was exploring also,
Okay.
so I'm like, hopefully she's not in there.
So you
Can
throw it.
I dexterity mage hand grab it?
Oh, okay.
already have it
Give
in
me a dexterity saving throw.
It's in that one.
On the blessed
On
die?
the blessed
The
die.
blessed die has
alas.
failed you. So you cast
3
Mage
ones.
Hand. You cast Mage
a
Hand
great
in an
throw.
attempt to go and like catch it, and it's like building to this climactic moment as your like spectral hand like floats across the bottom of the floor, only to have the jar drop like 3 feet to the left of it. You notice it hits and just kind of like breaks.
I'm like, let's go. I'm gonna run to the back.
As you run to the back, you hear someone just like, "Oi, someone's throwing stuff back there!"
All right. Firebolts. Run away.
I was like, it's combustible, but
I
it
know.
doesn't just blow up when you throw it.
She doesn't know. She's got a -2 wisdom, so
She's like, run for it! Some guy's like, oi, why are you throwing oil around? It's like somebody just throwing like olive oil at your feet and be like, ha
I do the firebolt, and then I scoop up my little mushroom guy
Yeah.
and put him over my shoulder.
Aw.
Go running out the building. Meanwhile, as you exit the kitchen, you just hear like the psh, you like turn to the left and like the whole front of house is on fire. Totally normal.
Do I see an exit that I can
you
reach?
see to the right
Or
the
am I
2 of them
blocked?
just like running straight.
All right, then I'm following them.
You guys kind of zigzag down like a hallway, and then there's like a bunch of storage shelves, and then you turn to the right, and you do see that there is a door, but it does look like it's locked. Like it actually
I'm gonna
has like
just-
a
I'm
lock.
gonna
Run towards it.
swing my
Oh,
purse.
go ahead.
You just
The
swing your-
door?
Yes, at the handle.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an attack on it.
Okay.
And did you want to pull your trident out, and
Okay, wait.
or you said you wanted to do something
I
with
was
the door?
just gonna try and kick it because I don't know if I'm stabbing a door.
With the trident. Like, hang on, guys, I'm almost
It's
through
still,
it. Just a
it's
bunch
still
of
holding
holes.
my
Toss me
hair
through
right
it.
now. If there was a window, I
just
might
me.
throw you.
What'd you get?
Am I sneaking up on the door? Fine. Okay. It's just a +1 then. Woo! 16.
16. So you come up swinging and you're like, help is on the way! Like Mrs. Doubtfire. Smash the handle itself. It ends up actually like breaking that off along with this jarring the lock. Between that and Savora pushing on it, you're able to kind of like push out, and you realize you are in like a back alley. There's a bunch of like old kind of broken down crates and stuff like that. As you exit, obviously the light now kind of enters your eyes, slightly adjusting. You hear out of the front some guys being like, get out of the way! And kind of like footsteps, like they're trying to run potentially like around the alley.
I really quick, I'm like, okay, guys, that's it for today. Gotta go. And like turn off my scorb and put it back in my bag.
Like and sub.
Just cuts it off right there.
Are these boxes laid in a way where we could climb up them to on top of the building?
Yeah, you see some of them you can try to, like some of them look like they've been like pried open, so like the lid is missing. But it definitely looks like you could scale to get to one of like the neighboring shops.
I'm gonna hardcore parkour up one of those.
Go ahead and
Can I like give him a boost?
Yeah, give me an athletics with advantage.
Give
Mandy
me,
is
toss me.
just
Yeah, toss me.
Okay. Plus 0. 14.
14. So you're spry, you're light, but it still takes a fair amount of effort, and you kind of like, and then just kind of
Poor
like
little guy.
roll onto the roof of the neighboring building.
I'm really trying not to squish anything in my pouch, so
Yeah.
I'm like rolling awkwardly.
What about you two?
Meemaw's not climbing a building. Meemaw's gonna change the color of her cloak to something demure, like a baby blue,
Okay.
and just nonchalantly shuffle down the road.
Can I like arm around her like I'm like helping an old grandma to wherever she needs to go?
Sure.
Okay.
So
Come on, dearie. Help me find a restroom.
Okay. All right,
I'm like,
Grandma.
I've made it on top. All right, guys. Looking down at the two of them, just like walking like towards them.
walking down the
I just like threw my cloak off in the.
I got a good cookie for that.
good cookie.
That wasn't even your cookie.
Meemaw paid good cookie for that.
You see
I wanted out
a couple figures come like bursting through the alley, like looking around back, and doors broke. See them like kind of like move down the alleyway next to you two. They're like, excuse me, miss.
Excuse me, son. Do you know where I can find a restroom? I've
surely
been
it isn't
looking
a-
for hours.
It's been really hard to find a place that's willing to let her use the restroom, even though we're not buying anything there. It's so rude.
People just aren't kind to the elderly anymore.
She reminds me of my
Mima.
gram. Well, did you see anybody pass by this way?
I
Yes.
did you?
You didn't see that little homeless man running?
Oh, yeah, I saw him after I heard a big noise,
I
but
believe it was a troll.
Give me
a troll here?
Deception.
Yes.
I think you're thinking about something else. Aren't trolls big, Mima?
it was a little one.
I'm so sorry.
It was a
She's
mini
little
troll.
senile.
It's a 2 + 6 is an 8.
You see him just like a troll.
I'm like, she's a little senile. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Okay.
Do you
Okay,
want me to do a
I
deception?
shift.
Go ahead and give me a deception.
Okay, everyone's been doing digital. I'll do that too. 11.
You see him just like, strange. What did you say you were doing in this alley?
Trying to find a restroom.
She really has to go.
How many are there?
You see, there are 2 of them.
I forgot her depends at home. It's really an emergency, sir.
I'm sussing out if
I give Savora a dirty look, but I don't say anything to correct her.
You, see them
you just
like,
feel a knife poke against you. She's like, don't you start.
Never say
You're
that
gonna regret this later.
if we weren't in dire straits. You see him just like, no, something's not right here. I think you need to come with us.
Attack from above. I'm gonna jump.
He's gonna jump off the roof.
I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna dive onto the one.
Yeah.
There he is, the crazy troll.
Oh my God.
I land. Called me
never
terrible
over.
things, Meemaw, but a troll.
A troll.
They're so
Oh.
confused. And that wraps up this episode of Weekend D&D on the Chopping Block. Thank you to all our listeners for joining us on this wild culinary adventure. And a special thanks to our supporters. You're the reason we get to keep cooking up these stories. We hope you enjoyed the chaos and the laughs. Be sure to join us next time as our party sharpens their knives and faces whatever the kitchen or the streets of Luminalis throw at them next. Until then, may your rolls be high, your spice be bold, and your weekends be full of adventure.